Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the Hindu's editorial analysis. So, this Sunday, what we are going to cover, let's have a recap. And starting our day with the thought of day is the greatest glory is not never failing but is rising up in every time we fail. So, let's have a recap and starting the today's new analysis. So, the front page covering with the article of a four-worker killed in Uttarakhand Alwant. Wait for Telangana tunnel victims rescue. European leaders voice support for Zelensky after the Oval Office fiasco. Pictures of starting of the Ramzan on Saturday. And take a step to ensure a free movement on all Manipur roads. Third is about the covering with the front page about the Trump relations can still repair, says Zelensky. And the Russian-Ukraine minister attended the Raisina dialogue in Delhi. Fourth article is today the editorials are Sunday there is no editorials covering with the science and tech. Which first is about the India starting at an obesity challenge. ICMR reports the high level of selenium in wheat to hair loss. Sixth is about study identifies sources of PM 2.5 in northern India. Seventh is about hope and despair at a home PRO worker trapped in Alvanch. So these are the things we are going to cover. So let's starting with the front page. So the operation is going on of 4 civilian workers were still missing and they are trapped under the 6 feet of ice. We have already discussed about the avalanche yesterday editorial in what is difference between avalanche and landslides. So these are the 2 days after an avalanche hit a border road organization built sites at Mana village in Uttarakhand. So it's a heavy rainfall and this is a 10,000 feet above sea level, where the 17 workers were brought by the Indian Army and Indo-Tibetan border, but 4 of them died of injuries and declared dead in hospital. So it's 20 km of the road leading to the area laden and 5 feet of snow cut from the main highway. So IFA is planning to airlift the drone-based intelligent buried object detection system. So next is about the 8 on a Telangana tunnel victim rescue. So rescue operation is underway. So the 8 persons were trapped 14 km inside the Sri Salam left bank. We already discussed about. 22 continues to be despite the ground radar scanning are using there, and the boring machines, tunnel boring machines, where the debris and avalanche or of 3 times is covering the rock debris. The authorities supervising the rescue operations finding which of the accusers on the victims more than 7 days, and TBM debris has been kept open the high days. So what I am telling this, the 3 types of landslides are, so it is not landslides, it's avalanche. It's of 3 types. It's rock avalanche, ice and debris. So the causes are the weather conditions, slope conditions, snowpack conditions. We have already discussed about. So let's moving to further next slide. It's about the European leader voice support for Zelensky after Oval Office. So the meeting has held. European leaders expressed their solidarity with the Ukrainian presidents and the Ukrainian leaders, where the Vice President Z.D. Vance, Ukrainian leader, and US President Donald Trump at Oval Office. And what are the meeting on discussion about it is about the so they have a reprisal about the transatlantic relationship following the verbal attacks and tariff threats unleashed by Mr. Trump over the last few weeks as well. And US did not invite Ukraine or other European countries to talk it had with Russia on Feb 18. So connecting to the same article, it's Trump relationship can still be repaired. So on the Friday, that relation United States can be still repaired. At Donald Trump shouted him at angry. And these are the some few words by that he is not in the condition of position to say anything. Like the videos are getting very viral of the conversation between Donald Trump and Zelensky. So in White House, February 28, to sign a mineral deal between Ukraine and US, and he was welcomed by his American counterpart Donald Trump at Oval Office. So there is a sat down for a meeting, an extraordinary public spat between two presidents. There is a telecast across the world, and the Donald Trump said. Across that you are right now not in very good positions, we're not winning this, you don't have a card right now. These are the things that told by Mr. Trump during visiting of Ukrainian president, and it is remarkable turnaround event for both Ukraine and its leader. So this is just a brief introduction of a history about him. That he is born in Jewish parents in 1978, and he grew up as a native Russian speaker, and as a law student in economics. He also do a law degree from the Kivier Institute of Economics, and never took a law as a profession. And the world of he entered in the world of entertainment. And after that, he turned into actor, comedian also. So these are the brief history about him. So next is Russia Ukraine minister, maybe Rezina. Here's the Russia-Ukrainian, the President Donald Trump, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, White House and Friday events that follow may not directly impact the India. So the Ukraine Foreign Minister it's Andriy Shaiba, and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are both invited to dialogue. And think tank Observe Research Institute ORF in Delhi. It's ORF in Delhi. They participate as chief guest. Event is March from 17 to 19, and questions can be asked. PYQ, I have seen the current affair related to the people's what are meeting for them, what are the topics discussed here. These type of questions are asked if you see the previous PYQs. So they are the New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, and the other European minister including from the island Serbia, Lithuania. So here the about it's a defense itself in war itself, and Russia started and is mounting defense proud for democratic and sovereign nations, but also the defense and international law. So at moment Ukraine has a very few options, said Happy Moon, founder and director. Battlefield victory is rapid, and Russian have to put Ukraine in a defensive Kiev, and to have to agree to terms may not like, including a ceasefire without a future security guarantees. So as many 1800 speakers and delegates from more than 120 countries have confirmed their attention thus far, and Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha is expected to sources and slow down the Washington External Affairs Minister, which much earlier is this month, an effort toward to solving the conflict that is happening with the Russian as well as bilateral corporations. And it's a Rizana dialogue which seen as a New Delhi attempt to rival the Munich Security Forum at Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore each year. So these are talks with the Russian Foreign Minister and other senior officials absent in 2024. So next is about the science editorials about obesity challenge in the today's Hindu news. So title is discussion about how obesity, according to the WHO, what is obesity, how he defined the overweight and obesity as abnormal and excessive fat accumulation that present at the risk to health. So NFH's data from National Family Health Survey reveals the obesity has been increasing across India, and it's grew from its 24% during 20.6 during 15-16, 20.16 during 2015-16, already mentioned here data by NFHS, and 24 during NFHS 2019-29. So the percentage increase of overweight men increased from 18.9, it's 18.9 to 22.9%. So in India, it's abdominal obesity assessed through the waist circumference, and about country was 40% women and 12% men. So childhood obesity is also an area of concern. Percentage of children under which 5 were overweight rose from 2.1 to 3.4%. As per NFHS data, with older the children, the figures are higher. Obesity Atlas 2000 to estimate that India will have child obesity prevalence from 10.81%, 10.81% from 5 to 9 year old, and 6.23 among 10 to 19 year old. So what are the health risks? So according to the WHO, obesity in adulthood is a major risk factor. World leading causes: poor health, early death. These include CVAs, several common diseases like cancer, diabetes, osteoarthritis. And India in the world, in number of the people with diabetes estimated 101 million. The burden of cancer is rising, is 14.6 cancer cases in 2022. Number projected to go up is 15.7 in 2025. How the cases are arose? And the basically type 2 diabetes. So about 60% of deaths in India accounts for NCD, non-communicable diseases. So being overweight in childhood, adolescence, WCC affects children and adolescents' immediate health, is associated with a greater risk and earlier onset with various NCDs. It also adverse the psychosocial consequences affecting school performances, quality of life. Why obesity is on rise? There are rising level obesity in urban India are due to a combination of multiple factors. Like one is unhealthy diet, just unhealthy diet, loaded with ultra processed food, lower level of physical activity, even air pollution which provokes inflations and that predisposes the body in cardiometabolic diseases by and visceral adiposity in body. So the distinguished professor of public health and Foundation of India, the cost is another factor. Low income household, especially that depends on the public distribution system, eat more carbohydrate through the rice. And public health professional Vanna says that it can instruct a people to eat better, but it not possible if these food are unaffordable. They are especially lacking in poor families. They are basically deficient in iron, proteins. Food like fruits, vegetables, pulses, dairy, animal based, all are expensive. While the present obesity is still primarily in urban middle class phenomena in India, so it is already rising among the rural poor, which may soon overtake the other segment. So even in the indoor sedentaries, increasing due to the seated nature work and use of digital devices, outdoor conditions are not conductive and safe, pleasurable and physical activities. So obesity is being measured correctly. Obesity is a body mass index and there has been a growing debate about its limitations. BMI does not indicate about how much weight is fat and where is the fat distributed in the body. Its fat is in the abdomen particularly, something that Indian are genetically predisposed to accumulating, and something that are a syndrome of a group of risk factor that increases the chances of developing type 2 diabetes and stroke and heart diseases. So the classification introduces two stages in obesity. First stage is where there is an increased adiposity without discernible effects, and second is where both physical and organ functions are impacted. If recommended, the use of waist circumference to waist height ratio and any fat measurements alongside BMI to diagnose obesity. Next, moving to the article is about, so writer is discussing to the next article is about the how the increase in selenium level led to the hair loss. So there is already there is a 3 Zika viruses cases in Gujarat detected between November 2016 and February 2017 were kept under the wrap till WHO announced an outbreak on May 26, 70. The health ministry has informed WHO about the 3 cases on May 15. So the causes of high, so there is a cases about in a high level of selenium in wheat distributed the public distribution system PDS causing increased selenium level and sudden hair loss over 300 people in its Segon Taluka in Buldhana district, Maharashtra. So what is what is selenosis? It's a intake of excessive selenium led to the condition called selenosis, and which characterized by sudden hair loss. It's a scientist hears about the ICMR Institute and AIMS visited the allegations about the collected wheat, rice water, soil, and various human samples. Second is ICMR submitted an interim report to Health Ministry on January 28, nearly a month before PTI published the result of independent researcher. Selenium levels were increased 31 times in the blood higher, and here had a high selenium content. So selenium in a wheat samples collected from different ration shops, and the shop too has a 8 times higher selenium, and selenium level affected in people were 3 times more than the unaffected individual from same household. So these are a comparison of rations of the wheat in the different shops, where how much the selenium content is more. If there is a more selenium in the wheat, then it will lead to the increase in hair loss, baldness. So these are the cases of the today's article is all about. Next is moving to the sixth is study identifies the particulate matter 2.5 in northern India. So here India, particularly Indo-Gangetic Plain, the study has examined the PM 2.5 study has examined, and a key indicator is the health risk using sample from 5 sites: roadside locations, Delhi rural, household, industrial peripheries, and these are the PM 2.5 is dominated by ammonium chloride. Just remember what is dominated by it is ammonium chloride and organic aerosol. It's organic aerosols from vehicular emissions, residential heating, and fossil fuels oxidation. These are the prime causes. So the Sachidanand Tripathi, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering and Department of IIT Kanpur, and the corresponding outside Delhi ammonium sulfate, ammonium sulfate, ammonium nitrate, biomass burning derived organic aerosol. These are more prominent in Delhi here. So the traffic contribute 40% of total organic aerosol at urban roadside. So the study highlights the PM 2.5 oxidative is primarily influenced by the organic farming, and why Delhi is more polluted because other neighboring countries like it's Uttar Pradesh. Supreme Court already has given the notice issue against the neighbor countries, neighbor states of Delhi. It's Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana, that's causing a lot of pollution due to their farming causes and stubble burning, and their so much the air. So these are the reasons that affecting the Delhi with a lot of pollutions. So hydrocarbons like organic aerosol originated from fresh hair, vehicular pipe emissions, or hydrocarbons like organic aerosol constitute 8 microgram per meter cube recorded. Consistent with the previous studies, the current study found that hydrocarbon like organic aerosols are primarily from traffic contribute 20% of total organic. So the consistent organic aerosols traffic contribute 20% of total organic aerosols, and 20% of contribution from traffic increases to 40%. So hydrocarbon like organic aerosols are primarily traffic contribute 20%, and cow dung combustions here during winter for heating and cooking contributes to cold season, primarily organic aerosol. These are the contributing factors of aerosol productions. So PM 2.5 in Indian cities among the highest globally, exceeding the level of Chinese and European cities by up to 5. Sorry for inconvenience. So it's organic aerosols and urban oxygenated organic aerosols are especially important outside the Delhi, and it's 2.5 Chinese European. So just concluding the article here. Moving to the next is about the hope and despair at a home of BRO worker traps in Alvanch. So the BRO road organization sites in Uttarakhand, Chamoli district, when the Alvanch hit the site on Friday morning. So 20-year and youngest, these are some persons that are trapped and admitted in the hospitals, military hospitals during Alvanch in Chamoli district. So last time the Thursday night when he told that approval for leave had obtained, and during the train reset reinvestigations for March Holi was proved only day before. He was happy about turning home's festival. Sanjay Kumar and back home. These are the people that are admitted and just got trapped there. So this is all about today's analysis. Editorials are little bit less. Basically no editorial today, just only science editorial. So tomorrow there is a mini editorial coming back with the tomorrow editorial. Let's have a summary and ending this session. First is about the 4 workers killed in Uttarakhand Alwanch. Wait on Telangana, a tunnel victim rescue. European leader on voice support to Zelensky after Oval Office fiasco. And Ramadan's preparation for Ramadan. Next is about the Trump relations can still repairs and the Russian-Ukraine ministers meeting. Raisina dialogue in Delhi. So next slide is already covered. Fourth is about the science editorials about the obesity challenge, and fifth is about the selenium reports high level of selenium in wheat led to hair loss, and sixth is about the sources of PM 2.5 in northern India, and seventh is about the conditions of the persons that are trapped in the avalanche. So concluding to today's analysis, thank you. And if you're new to my channel, just hit the play button, hit the subscribe button, because you may get updated with the current affairs. I will upload at every night between 9 to 10 p.m. the revised edition of Hindu editorial. So thank you, and let's meet tomorrow for the new editorial. Till now, good night, take care.